Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Ruslan G YouTube channel. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about investment concepts you must know to become a great investor. You know, many very intelligent and highly successful people and investors may know one or two of these, but in order to beat the market and to consistently beat the market and, to get amazing results year after year after year, you must know these highly important concepts that I'm going to get into with you today. And you're going to learn them firsthand. This is something that a lot of people don't talk about in the investment community at all. The very first one that I'd like to talk about on this list is to evaluate investment performance. Now, this is extremely crucial and an extremely crucial part in general of the investment process. If you can learn to evaluate your investment performance, and most importantly, why your portfolio is where it is in the current moment, you will certainly become a great investor. But remember, there are a few things you must know that I'm going to share with you in this whole video so you can understand exactly how these important concepts can apply to your own investment strategy, because it's not just going to take one or two of these concepts to really get a grasp. It's going to take all of them, and you're going to have to put them all together and practice them as well. This doesn't come very easily or right away. You're going to have to take time. It's going to take time for you to get these down. These are the exact same tools that the greats of investing use and still use to this day to become millionaires and billionaires, and why they continue to make great investment decisions. So what is evaluating investment performance, right? Essentially, what evaluating your investment performance is to assess how well your investments are doing over time. You'll need to consider several different ways of measuring this performance. The measures you choose will depend on the information you're looking for and the types of investments you own. A good rule of thumb is to look at the track record and make physical notes of exactly your predictions for specific investments, and then look back on these after a cyclical period of time. This could be 1, 2, 5 years time. A great thing to remember is to also write down why you're investing into certain companies or assets, because when you look back, you'll be able to see if they're sticking to those same reasons or if they've changed to a different way of thinking or behaving. Now, this is especially true in a competitive corporate market, such as biosciences, it could be education, and especially technology. But overall, if you take one thing from this video, the most important thing, remember to take notes and to look back on those notes to see what worked and if it will continue to work for you, or if you need to do something completely different. So what can you do that's different? Well, we'll get to that in just a minute. But before that, next on the list I have is asset allocation. And asset allocation is a useful tool to manage systematic risk, because different types of investments respond to changing economic and political conditions in different ways. Asset allocation is a part of an investment strategy that attempts to balance risk versus reward by adjusting the percentage of each asset in an investment portfolio according to the investor's risk tolerance, goals, and investment time frame. In many cases, this can change due to circumstance and major life decisions, so people can change their asset allocation yearly, every few years, or even every decade or so. And for me, I try to do this every 2 to 3 years or so. Remember that if you do a good job with planning the allocation of your assets, that you will create a more bulletproof portfolio, which is a good thing for anyone that's trying to become an investing wizard. And the next step, I'm almost 100% positive that you have heard before, but it is extremely underappreciated, and that is diversifying your portfolio. When you diversify, you aim to manage your risk by spreading out your investments. This is most easily explained as putting your eggs, which is money, in different baskets versus all in one. And I have a video completely on this, and I'm gonna link it up here for you to watch if you wanna go check that out. And if you were to not diversify and put all your eggs in one basket, and someone decides to sit on that one basket, aka the investment loses to competition or some other negative catalyst occurs, all of your eggs can likely break. Putting eggs in different baskets has been shown over the long term to help mediate risk and return more healthy returns. Also, remember that you can diversify both within and amongst different asset classes. It doesn't have to be just stocks that you diversify in, and I personally diversify in crypto, businesses, stocks, and even precious metals. Rebalancing your portfolio. What does this mean? As market performance alters the values of your asset classes, you may find that your current asset allocation no longer provides the same balance of growth and return that you want or had before. Now, in that case, you may want to consider rebalancing your portfolio. This means selling certain underserving positions in order to acquire ones that have much better long-term growth potential. When you do this, you must realize the true reality of investment risk, which is exactly what's next on the list. So what is the reality of investment risk? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's actually different for everyone and for every investment. This is because risk tolerance and the current state of the market you are investing in happens to shift all the time, and all investments carry some degree of risk. Stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and even exchange traded funds can lose value, and that's why it's important to remember that any investment holds risk. Even holding the dollar holds some risk in the long term. Try to remember that certain things do have higher risk than others as well. Maybe the dollar isn't that high risk, but there's things like options, which are obviously a lot more risky than a stock due to leveraging more shares, and stocks are more risky than bonds, especially ones that are backed by the government. So all of this is really, really important to evaluate, because this will help you appropriately measure risk as time goes on, and you get closer to your portfolio value goal or retirement monetary figure. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that video, and if you did, don't forget to smash that like button because it really helps out the YouTube algorithm. And remember, if this is your first time to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, because I bring you a lot of value in each and every video, and all of these take a lot of time to put together. So if you don't mind just hitting that subscribe button, that is very well appreciated. And without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace out.